Welcome back to my channel. Are you at the end of your undergraduate program and standing at a crossroad? Are you asking yourself, should I get a job or go straight to graduate school? This is a very relevant question to ask and a decision that needs to be mulled over. You definitely don't want to be impulsive and end up wanting to go the other direction when you've already started. There are many external factors you should consider when you are deciding about an important step like this. You have to consider the people around you, your finances, and availability. I will discuss and compare 3 possible options today. Option number 1, graduate school now, work later. Some undergraduates choose this path because they think they will be able to carry their momentum from college into graduate school. This is true, and undergraduates are already used to the student lifestyle. So it wouldn't be that difficult of a transition. And of course, a graduate program requires more effort, but it wouldn't be that big of a stretch. I covered the difference between an undergraduate program and a graduate program in previous episode. There is a link to the episode in the description section. Check it out if you haven't watched it yet. However, there are some other factors that need to be taken into consideration. Factor number 1, are you financially covered? Many undergraduate students choose to go straight to graduate school without a financial plan. They opt for student loans and hope they will be able to pay them off when they finally get work in their field. Some students are fortunate enough to get funding from their parents, assistantship, or other financial aid for graduate school. But for those who do not have that kind of support, planning for the cost, including program costs and living expenses, should be one of the key factors on the list of pros and cons. Factor number 2, timing. Timing is another important factor when deciding. For undergraduates whose main focus is their education, going straight to graduate school after college is the perfect timing, especially if you do not have a family to raise, a business to manage, or other engagement that would take a lot of your time. That's assuming you have funding, of course. Graduate school requires almost all of your time and utmost attention. And having other external commitments will not only take away from your time, but will also become distractions. Graduate schools leaves very little time for your relationship or other responsibilities. Because of this, getting your master's degree right away before you begin to establish a family may be the best choice. Factor number 3, connections. The connections are important when you go into graduate school. Coming fresh from college would mean you get to preserve the connections you have with your college advisors, professors, and teaching assistants. These connections can be very helpful to your thesis preparation, especially if you are accepted into a graduate program at the same place you got your undergraduate degree from. Taking a break from school and kickstarting your education down the road may not be beneficial to these connections unless you make a personal effort to keep them. Option number 2, work now, graduate school later. Many undergraduates are forced to choose this path because of several factors. The most common reason is that they are unsure if they really want or need a master's degree. The factors I will talk about next might have more influence than the uncertainty, however. Factor number 1, experience. The majority of fresh graduates want to experience what it is like to be part of the workforce immediately. Earning your own money and living independently has a definite appeal to people in their early or mid-20s. On a professional level, getting a job straight out of college does present a great opportunity to build on what they learned in school. This experience can be a huge help if you decide to apply for graduate school later. Graduate students with work experience seems to be more mature, know how to handle stress, and communicate better. On the downside, it may be challenging to rewire your lifestyle and thinking from work mode to student mode. Factor number 2, connections. Being a part of the workforce for whatever number of years can be beneficial when you start researching for your thesis. This is true especially if you are lucky enough to have been working in a field that is related to your chosen field of study. Working before graduate school can also help you establish connections with the right people in your field of study. Your boss, supervisor, or clients can be great sources of information during your research process. You may also gain access to the information a regular student would have a trouble getting. Maybe you might be lucky enough for your company to sponsor your graduate program. However, don't rely on this as a guaranteed option, as while it is possible, it is not very common. Factor number 3, a break from being a student. Wanting a break from being a student might be a major reason to take this path. Many undergraduates want to take a break from all the studying to experience different cultures and countries in the world. They want to travel, establish relationships, and experience things that graduate school would hinder. However, taking a long break from studying may discourage them from pursuing an advanced degree later on. Factor number 4, external commitments. Those who have chosen this path tend to build external commitments unintentionally or intentionally. They can become deeply rooted in their careers and decide they don't really need a master's degree. Or they can be raising a family and it becomes difficult to prioritize between family and school. Some are already so committed to their personal lives that they are afraid to risk putting graduate school before their relationships. Option number 3, graduate school and work at the same time. There are a lot of people working and doing a degree program at the same time. Although it is very difficult to accomplish, it is certainly possible. There are graduate students who have no choice but to work and study at the same time. They can afford to pay for graduate school, but they also can afford to delay securing their future. Sometimes it is your work that wants or even requires you to get an advanced degree as well. While it can be a struggle to juggle the two, some people are so determined to stick with them both. This is obviously not the ideal scenario, but it is only doable if you have immense discipline and drive to get a master's degree. The most important consideration is your current circumstances and how you are considering planning your future steps. You have to be sure that it is truly the road you want to take and that will lead to your end goal. If you are not sure, go back to the drawing table and plan again. The timing could be now or later for you. Either way, you have to make sure you will be able to follow your chosen path through to the end. None of these options sounds like they are right for you. Or you have come to the end of your undergraduate and still haven't decided. There is a fourth option available to you. Take some time out for yourself. Travel and explore the world. Spend some time with your family and friends and really take the time to decide what might be best for your future or what you really want to do. Only you can make that decision, and you want to try to make the best possible one for you. I hope this episode will give you an idea of a direction you take after graduation. So what is your plan to do after your undergraduate degree? Please share your plan in the comment section below. The members of this community will support your dream from their bottom of their heart. Did you enjoy this episode? If you did, please like this video. And if you do not like this episode, please let me know how I can make an improvement. I truly appreciate any feedback. As always, thank you so much for watching and your contribution. I will be back with more tips.